Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve MCFC. This is my Burnley match reaction. It was all set up. Vincent Kompany, ex-captain, leader, legend, come back to the Etihad on Saturday, cause an upset. You know, while we all got caught up in that nostalgia, but it didn't quite go to plan. It was fantastic to see Vincent on Saturday. The reception he got from all the Blues was unbelievable. You could tell it touched him. He came out to the fans, applauded them before the game and after the game. Vincent Kompany in Manchester City, fans' eyes, he's like a god. He's a legend. So, you know, he was only going to get one reception from us, you know, win, lose or draw. But the game for Vinny, that was probably a downside for him, you know, 6-0. Flying high in the Championship, putting everyone to bed in that league, 100% going to the Premier League. But coming up against Manchester City in formidable form, 7-0 against Leipzig. Soon as you see the team sheet get read out, you see Big Erling's in, Alvarez is in. You know, he's not resting anyone really. Mahrez, De Bruyne. You knew it was going to be tough for Burnley. And, you know, it was. It was a masterclass from Man City. We definitely playing really, really well at the minute. 100% tempo, the rhythm, everything's going in the right direction. The only bad thing is the international break coming. You know, it just come at the wrong time for us, I think. I think we just got to pray that our boys go away on international duty and they come back unscathed. I mean, another hat-trick, Erling Haaland, again, frightening. I did think, to be honest, that Burnley played well for probably 20, 25 minutes. I thought that they man-to-man marked a lot of our danger men, and we had to rely on that dink over the top, which Ortega did a couple of times to Haaland. A couple of times he didn't quite get it right, but I think the idea of pressing Rodri and stopping him receiving the ball from the goalkeeper, it's a plan that teams have utilised. But the problem is with Man City, you can't do it all game. You just can't. And, you know, when we got that breakthrough, it's game over then. It's a cup tie. They've got to come out. Erling makes it 1-0. Great ball by Alvarez. You know, great to see him starting. Just signed his new contract. One of the best young talents in the world. Committed his future to Man City now to 2028. He plays the ball through. I thought it was a little bit heavy, but Erling with the power and pace, got his toe to it, toed it under the keeper. Bang, 1-0. Literally 2 minutes later, again, you know, he's on the score sheet again. Foden down the left-hand side, whips it across, Haaland with a finish. And then, you know, then it's peak. It's peak. Burnley were dead then, they were flat. And City were just, yeah, we could see it. Wembley on the horizon. The fans were singing Wembley and all that. And, yeah, 2-0 at half-time. Come out the second half. Absolutely put them to the sword. Cole Palmer scores. Haaland gets his hat-trick. Alvarez gets 2. I mean, the last goal for Alvarez, where Kevin De Bruyne puts the ball behind their defender, which left him in no man's land. Alvarez gets into the box, takes a little touch, twists the defender, his leg snaps off, and smashes it in. It was a special goal and great for Alvarez. I mean, if Haaland wasn't doing as mad as he is, Alvarez probably would play more and he'd be scoring more. But the fact that the young World Cup winner recently come to this country, he's chipping in important games, getting on the score sheet, happy to commit to a new contract at Manchester City. It's great. I mean, I don't know what you guys think about Alvarez and his season so far. I mean, I think he's done really, really well. I didn't expect him to come in and start with Earl there, but I think Pep's building him up nice. And I think he's coming on in games now and he's impacting them games and he's scoring goals and I think he's dangerous. And I think next season you're going to see the best of Alvarez, 100%. A couple of players came in who we we probably expected. Riyad Mahrez came in relatively quiet, I thought, on the right-hand side. Emerick Laporte, not been in favour recently. It was good to see him come on, did his job, he was steady away, didn't do anything wrong. Rico Lewis, Kyle Walker as fullbacks. That was as expected, I would say, with the games we've had, and they've been resting them. So the City side, just listen, our second string's powerful. We've seen it. But Pep definitely respected Burnley and the threat they had, and with a lineup. And then looking at the Burnley team, Vinny's obviously, his side are flying high in the Championship. They're going to get promoted as champions. They came to the Etihad to play football. They had a plan. They executed it well for 20, 25 minutes. And then once City got on top, it was going to be our many. Like I said in the intro, it was great to see Vincent. Got a great reception. He's got a good thing going on at Burnley. He's put his stamp on that team. They're playing really, really well. They're coming to the Premier League. But it just shows you the gap. It just shows you the gap in the Premier League to the Championship. Top of the Championship, smashing it out the park. Comes to second in the Premier League. They get it for 6. So I think Vinny, it'll be another learning page in Vincent Kompany's book that I think, he come to the Etihad with a plan. He did okay. Then after that, next season in the Premier League for him is going to be peak. He knows that. Somehow he's got to improve these players and he's got to make additions to that squad. One of them additions for me, if I was Manchester City manager, would be Cole Palmer. Good to see Cole get minutes, scored, but I believe he could do with a loan, similar to McAtee and Doyle. Get out on loan somewhere for a season. Where would be to go on loan to Burnley in the Premier League under Vincent Kompany. That's if Vincent wanted that kind of player, but I'm sure Cole Palmer gets in that Burnley side, no problem. But that's just my opinion. Don't know what you guys think. But yeah, the atmosphere was amazing again. The South Stand was buzzing, really good atmosphere. All the tunes was out. Half time under 115 in the bar, bouncing. Not seen an atmosphere like that for a while. Everyone was enjoying themselves. The Poznan broke out again. Family stand, Tunnel Club, level 3. Colin Bell, all doing the Poznan. Great to see. You're having a good time as a Man City fan when the Poznan breaks out. So it was great to see, man. Great to see the Poznan. And yeah, other than that, we got the job done, 6-0. Happy weekend for us Blues. We were waiting the draw. And then we get Sheffield United at Wembley. Decent draw for us. Happy with that. Just a bit gutted for young McAtee and Doyle that they can't play in it. I believe it's an FA rule that they can't play. I mean, I watched the Sheffield United game and Blackburn were unlucky. But the goal that won it, Tommy Doyle, you know what I mean? Unbelievable goal. Smashed it edge of the box, top corner. If you haven't seen it, go and see it. Gets his team to Wembley in the semi, but unfortunately can't play. So I feel for young Doyle and I feel for McAtee. But I'm sure City fans, we're going to go to Wembley. I'm sure we need to get that FA Cup final. We need to get in that FA Cup final. And we're probably going to end up playing the odd mob from over the road. So that adds extra spice. They had their day yesterday with Fulham. Was a madness of a game. I don't need to go into their game. But obviously, they're through to Brighton, who'll be no mugs. Brighton are a good side. One-off game. The new manager's got them going. So I think United's got a tough game there. I think City's will be tough. Sheffield United, you never underestimate people in FA Cup semi-final. You can't do. Do you know what I mean? They're on the verge of the Premier League as well. But looking at the form, looking at the way we are, looking at Erling Haaland, you can only see us, getting the job done at Wembley and getting to the final. It'd be great to get to the FA Cup final this season. Be big. It's a great trophy, plenty of tradition. And yeah, I don't think we've won enough of them, to be honest. But yeah, so Listen, Blues, international break, boring. You know what I mean? It's a bit of transfer news knocking about. We're after a young Croatian kid, I think from Hajduk Split, centre-back, 16-year-old. I've seen that we bid for him. There's a lot of Jude Bellingham talk around Twitter today, saying Liverpool are out the race. They can't afford him. Man City, Real Madrid are stepping it up. Listen, it's all speculation. I think if Jude wants to go to Liverpool, he'll go to Liverpool. I fully believe, and I know for a fact that Man City are in for him. It's just whether we can get the proposal right and we can sell him that dream. But looking at his mate, Erling, what he's doing, looking at the way we're flying at the minute, you know, we're fighting on all competitions, Bayern Munich, you know, the Champions League coming up. So, you know, I think we've got a good chance of getting Jude. I do. So don't worry about it. But anyway, we move. But other than that, talk about the title race. Arsenal, fair play, won again. Good win against Crystal Palace, managerless Crystal Palace. Don't know what they're going to be doing. Talk about Roy Hodgson coming back and all that. Palace, it's not looking good for Palace, let me tell you that. But yeah, they got the win. They got the tails up. They're 8 points in front now. The genuine, true Arsenal fans are buckling down, ready for the fight, which is good. We like to see it. The giddy ones on AFTV, I've put a video on this morning of the nonsense they spout. So one-horse race, we're galloping away with it. And then when you mention it on the stream, they say nobody said that. Well, they have said that because the video's there. I've seen it. So, you know, I like it when they get carried away because the fall from grace, it hurts a lot harder. We just got to keep doing what we're doing. We're coming into form at the right time. It's going to be a massive, massive week when we get back from international duty. We've got Liverpool at home. You know, it can go any way with Liverpool at home. It's always tight. You know, if we can nick that win there against them, it puts us back in the mix. And then Arsenal have got to go to Anfield. They've got to go to St. James's Park. They've got to come to the Etihad. You know, so we've got some tough games coming ourselves. But I think it's going to go to the wire. I think this last 10 games, like we said, is squeaky bum time. We've just got to make sure we're on it. Make sure this international break doesn't derail it. Make sure all the boys come back fit and healthy, no knocks, and we're ready to go. I'm 100% ready to go on all fronts. FA Cup, Champions League. Yeah. Not mentioning the T word, but it's on. So we just got to go for it. So looking forward to Bayern Munich. Got beat at weekend off Bayer Leverkusen. So they're beatable. I fancy us, I really do. With Erling in this form, Pep, the way he's managing the players at the minute, rotating it and that, I just think we've got something, and I'm confident, man. I'm confident. You've got to be confident in your team. We've got to be confident. There's no point. We're Manchester City. We won 4 out of 5 titles. You know, we've been in this running before. Doesn't matter if we're chasing. Let's chase. We chased Man United down. We're 8 points behind with 6 to go, and we won it. We've chased Liverpool down. Had to win every game, and we did it. So I'm confident. Not arrogant, confident. And I'm going to back this team to the top, to the hill. Flying out to Bayern, come back FA Cup semi-finals. You know what I mean? Southampton away. It's been a long season. Spent a lot of money this year. You know, spent a lot of time away from the family this year supporting this team. But that's just what we do, man. It's just what we do. So listen, Blues, this was just a little small preview. There's no point going too much into the game, dissecting it. I don't need to do that. It's the FA Cup. We got the win, a big win, and we move on. You know, full credit to Vincent and Burnley. No doubt our paths will cross again. I wish him all the best for the season at Burnley, and I wish him all the best in the future. It was a bit hard to take when I seen him still on the touchline late on, but you know, football's football, and sometimes you can't bring sentiment into it. You've just got to deal with it. And they got a slapping, and we're moving on to Wembley. So all the Blues that are looking forward to Wembley, get involved. You know what I mean? A lot of people ask me when's tickets going on sale. I don't know. I'm not the ticket office. I honestly don't know. I know as much as you. How many tickets we get for Bayern? Not a clue. Can I get a ticket for Bayern? If you've got loyalty points, no doubt you'll get one. But other than that, I can't. I can't answer your questions. So I'm not being ignorant on Instagram. I just don't know the answer to them questions. So it is what it is. But listen, international break, spend a bit of time with the family, you know, away from football, going to the boxing Friday night. My good friend Lyndon King Arthur, he's fighting for the world title at Bolton, so I'll be ringside for that. Going to support Lyndon, a big friend of mine, known him many a year. He deserves everything he gets. He's a local Moston lad, you know, big night, world title fight, live on the TV. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And other than that, just having a quiet weekend, chilling out, bit of boxing. Michael Gomez Jr. on the Saturday night, another good friend of mine. His dad was a good pal of mine. Michael Gomez Jr., big shout out, he's a City fan. He's boxing on Sky Sports for the first time. So I'll give him a shout out. And yeah, you know, we keep on moving. You know, like the chant says, we follow you everywhere. Manchester City, this is the big, big time now. Come back from this international break. There's no hiding places. We're all in it together. Man, woman and child, Manchester City, all pulled together and we're having it. So make sure you're all up for the fight, because I am. Come on, City. Up the Blues.